You guys still there? Why is it doing this? Oh, because it's all expanded. Hold on 1 second. Maximize cells. Well, that was a nightmare. Remind me not to send an option chart to 50 grids at once. Um, oh my goodness. So let's take a look. All right, so that was that. So, anywho, goodness gracious, you guys still there? Man, I lost everything. Anybody still here? Sorry, guys. Hello? Sorry, guys. I was streaming it, and then when I was sending the option chart to the grid, the Thinkorswim must have taken up. Hey, what's up? Thinkorswim must have taken up so much data that it must have taken up so much data that it just kind of lost. Sorry, guys, I lost you guys. Sorry about that. Yeah, when I sent the options to the grid, it just kind of overloaded the system a little bit too much there, and kind of did that. So sorry about that. So yeah. No, Dave, it's all good. It's a combination of my internet, probably processing speed, and the free broadcaster that I use to do these streams that is probably affecting it. So, but yeah, so no, you're good. Hopefully you actually caught a bit of the answer because one of the answers ended up shutting the internet down. So, but yeah, just right click on it. Just right click on it in here, right, and then. Basically you copy it or send it to a chart, right? So you copy it right there or send it to a chart. That's the idea. Simple enough, right? Simply yet complicated. All right, guys, I apologize about that. So I don't. Hopefully Shirley made it back in, but let me also put her stuff down here too. All right, cool. Yeah, wow, that really just clobbered the internet connection. So I need to do a couple things. I need to upgrade the computer and get like one of those like Google Super Wi-Fi Nests or whatever that makes it really fast or something, to go really fast with the internet up here. So yeah, because Thinkorswim could take up a lot of consume a lot of processing speed and data. So anyway, I apologize, guys. If anybody's still here and you wanted to look at some charts, we could go that. In the meantime, we'll take a look at Shirley's charts. Sorry, guys. So let's take a look. So we've got Shirley had Crocs. And Crocs is interesting. It actually does trade pretty well. We had this pitchfork right here, and it gave a really, really nice move up, and then kind of came back down. And so at this point, we are down here, right? We have this level here and here. So surely just be careful. Possible minor pivot breakdown. It's got to get above that upward trend line again. If not, right, it's not ready. It's not ready yet. So that BIOS still buffering. Goodness gracious. We're having some trouble tonight with the internet connection, and I apologize, guys. I don't know what it is. I really don't. Anyway, let's take a look here at BIOS. We'll try to maybe upgrade. Maybe next week it'll be better. So I'll try not to send like a million data to a million different charts at one time. But anyway, here we go. We got the meat of it though. Here to here, right? BIOS is upward trending, so looking good until proven otherwise. Bullish to proven otherwise. Hurl. Ooh, nice move today. So yeah, big up move today. A little bit of a down move. Tried to reverse and then back up. So trend is up until proven otherwise. And let's see, SO. Wow. I can't believe I don't have a channel drawn on this. Beautiful channel, Shirley. So just watch out as it gets to the top right here. It might find a little resistance, right? So it is working its way up this channel. So INVH. Strong move, right? So look at that. We had this trend line down here, Shirley, and like it's continuing to work its way back up. So here to up here to over here. So, right, trend is up to proven otherwise. A little bit of a bump and run potential. Right, so it goes here to here. Right, so just be careful of that. But otherwise, bullish to proven otherwise. SNP. bearish until proven otherwise. Okay, so just be careful with that one, Shirley. If you're thinking short, that's the way to go. That's the way to look on that one. And Zio. I wouldn't touch this thing with a 10-foot pole. It looks like an acquisition type news, maybe after earnings, something like that, and it's just kind of chopping. So it looks like it's like some sort of weird buyout. So I would just avoid that one altogether. So just be careful with that. So good stuff. Wendy, I hope it's a little bit clearer now. Sorry about that. King Seuss, what's up? Huya puts, good idea. Snap, fossil, call. Huya, let's take a look. Huya. Okay, yeah, got through earnings okay. I mean, kind of, right? I mean, it is bearish until proven otherwise here. I mean, it's like right on the edge right there, right? There's that bottom line right there. So it's right basically at the trend line. So I just be careful with this one. Honestly, I've traded Huya before. It's pretty awful to trade, honestly. The options are terrible, right? I mean, they jump around and the spreads get really big when you don't notice it, and the volume is low. So I would avoid this stock altogether. Or you could try like a put spread or something like that if you're bearish on it. Snap attack. So everybody loves some Snap, but I don't see it breaking out of anywhere. I mean, it's got to get over 18 at least. It's got to get over 20. Right now, it's just a $15 stock, right? So I still find this one difficult to trade. Just really the moves aren't really significant enough. You got to buy a lot. Calls and stuff for things to work on it. It's just to me, it doesn't move the way I like it to. But in general, I think the trend is down until proven otherwise. It's trying to break out here. Let me see that low. What was 1552? Low here. 1547. Yeah. So this is downward trending until proven otherwise. It tried to break out of this trend line today. So if it did get over today's high, then we could see maybe a push to that 18 level. But other than that, it's still trending down right until proven otherwise. Right. And then Fossil. Fossil is one of those ones that I did a lotto on. She's SNPS. She's thinking, wow, Fossil. I can't remember when I traded this thing. It was a couple of years ago, but this thing, I can't remember. It just like I traded, I think it was here, and I don't know. It was fantastic. It was like, really? So this thing's pretty choppy right now, my friend. So I'll just be careful. I mean, it's obviously the 50 is below the 500, right? It's definitely downtrending. It's right at the 50. So if anything, that could be shortable. But just be careful with that, right? It's really, really choppy. To me, I wouldn't even trade this thing, personally. So good stuff. Oh, SMPS is what Shirley wanted. So instead of SMP. See, I told you she's watching. Oh, okay, that's more of a Shirley stock right there. I was like the other one was an inverted Shirley stock. So it did put a new high right here, so we can adjust this trend line here, right? And it's continuing to obviously be bullish right here. So a little bump and run type stuff, but surely it closed under. It hit 142, but it did close under the that volumetric level. So just be careful with that. It might consolidate for a little bit before moving again. So here you go. Call Saul. Fram. So Facebook, I think we looked at a little bit ago, but anyway, who knows? That was like a buffering session ago, right? So let's see if we can pull this up. Hopefully Facebook doesn't crash the internet. Yeah, sorry, Wendy, about the buffering. It was just, I don't know. I sent an option chart to like a grid of like 20 different stocks, and it just was like just too much, right? And so it kind of crashed the whole thing. So, and Facebook, I don't know why it's not pulling up right here, guys. Just trying to be annoying, right? It's like you can't pull up Facebook. Like I must have looked at this chart like 10 times today, right? You'd think they'd be cached somewhere, like it'd be like at least some of the data, right? All right, waiting for data on that one. I know, Jay. Like you can make a Shirley portfolio and just get rich. Sorry about the buffering, guys. I know, yeah, Fossil's still around. I guess what do they make, watches, right? I guess some people buy some Fossil watches. So, oh man, okay. I don't think nah. I mean, really? All right, so I can pull up Apple in 2 seconds, but I can't pull up Facebook. Roku. Bullish still proven otherwise, right? Inside day, following the upward trend line. Apple. Trying. It's got a lot of resistance up here for whatever reason, right? It's got to get over these levels, right? Got to go. 215 is really a key number for Apple. Amazon. I posted a chart earlier, and I was like, "There's lots of insider selling on it," and somebody's like, "Can you post the link to it?" And I was like, "Okay." I mean, I wasn't making it up, right? Like, but anyway, yeah, I mean, it was all over the newspaper, right, that Jeff Bezos sold like billions of dollars of shares, but some more executives started selling too. But anyway, what we do have here is the ascending triangle, right? And ascending triangles tend to fail, right? We talked about that yesterday, right? And so Amazon is actually breaking down out of the ascending triangle. So I'm not surprised to see this happening. It could even move down to the 200-day moving average, right? If the market is strong, right, Amazon's going to follow along, right? It's the number one, it's the highest weighted stock on the S&P 500, right? So, oh, look at that, futures are up 8. Tariff man must have tweeted something. Woo! Remember the dancing on that? Okay, and then Microsoft. All right, Microsoft, guys. This might be a good one for a YOLO for tomorrow. I'm just kidding, but you know what I mean. Held the 50-day moving average, kind of came back up, so might give some bullish signals tomorrow. So we'll have to keep an eye on it. So good stuff. Sorry about the buffering, King Seuss. Jay, Shirley's awesome. Yeah. Jibbin for giggles. How's it going, man? NOC. Yeah, nice one right here. This is a birdie favorite right here. So a little birdie who talks to me sometimes. This is one that he really likes. This is has some bullish activity, right? As long as we're still kind of dealing with Iran, right? This could give some opportunities, right? So watch out, you get X dividend coming a little bit soon, but maybe it'll drift over to the trend line and then give another push to the upside. Very, very strong on Northrop Grumman. Tough to day trade wise, but if you can catch a swing on it, it could really work. Muammar, what's going on? SQ. Ooh, SQ. Look, it was chugga doji green doji, right, all the way up here, and then blah, right. So just be careful. A push below today's lows could send it lower. Okay. Wendy, hopefully it's good. CRM. You always find the fun earnings ones, right? So let's see what Salesforce is doing. So let's see how it's gapping up here. So right here, that's 5 minute. That's an option chart. Oh no, I pulled up an option chart. It crashed, I think, or so. All right. Oh, that's up handsomely, right? So guys, Albert, if you're here, all you guys, Tommy, these the CRM and Lulu, all right, these things move after earnings, right? Other than that, it doesn't do anything. But up to 157, 159, right? So that is pretty good. Right, I mean it's up here, but gap and go wise, it would at least have to get over a couple of these levels to get some more movement on that, right? MDB. Wow, MDB is just fascinating, right? Pulled right back to the pitchfork. It doesn't like to break out, does it? Right? It likes to just likes to meander. Right, like here, and it tries to break out, and it's like, no, I get down, no, I try to break, no, I get back down. So I don't know. This seems sometimes like the Twitter community, the finance Twitter community, seems to be enamored with this one, but I don't see. Yeah, I think maybe it was because of this. Maybe somebody caught that, and I was like, oh, it was awesome. And they had this gap up here. So yeah, I mean, it can move occasionally, but with earnings, right? That's kind of let's wait for that, right? Let's see what we can do, and then we'll trade it after that, if it's tradable. And Lulu, Wendy. So you're a CRM Lulu person too. Interesting. So these are literally these three stocks that you put up there are probably like the three hardest stocks to trade, like literally, right? Unless you can catch it right after earnings or after a 15 orb or something like that, right? So, but other than that, I mean, look at that green red, and chop, and then down, oh no up, oh no down. I mean, it's just so challenging, right? So right now it had that ascending triangle right here, tried to break up and then down, and now it's kind of working its way up. It's really got to get over, you know, this 186.88, and I don't know why these stocks are like that. Like, I mean, they're just so challenged. CRM and Lulu are two of the hard, like they're popular names and they make money and they're like good companies, you know, I guess, as you could say a company is, right? They do business and they make revenue and they're good, but man, they're tough to trade, right? It was here. This was the only one here. This last earnings, so 15 orb after earnings, was it? Like, did we really catch a good move on it? So. Jay, Fossil Zero, yeah, that's right. Enjoy Life Apparel. Lulu earnings reports next week. What do I think about swing trade for run into ERs? Enjoy Life Apparel. I think you're in direct competition with them, right? I'm just kidding, but right, because they're like an apparel company too. I don't know. I wouldn't mess with this stock personally. Again, we like to trade the 15 orbs, right? This whole year has not seen really any sort of earnings run whatsoever. Right. I mean, we've been trying to do like trade of the week type ideas and stuff, you know, with the newsletter to capture earnings runs, and we just haven't seen anything. Everything has just been after earnings and trading the 15 orb like the next day, right? Giving us, you know, trade or maybe an upgrade the next day or swinging it a couple days later. Like, here's a nice pullback in Lulu that we could swing, but it's still an ugly kind of swing, right? So I wouldn't mess with it personally. But it's good thinking. I do understand it. So calls, I know. I know the little shuffle. He's like, it's just like, he's like, really? Yeah, Jimin for giggles. I love that too. Anil, what's happening? So Amazon, we looked at that, I think like a half a stream ago before it like got cut off earlier. And so Amazon, guys, insider selling going on. It's having trouble breaking out of the ascending triangle, which is high probability of not breaking out. It's starting to break down. So a push down below today's lows could send Amazon possibly heading down to its 50-day move or 200-day moving average. Right, 1757 is a possibility. So just watch out for Amazon. Right, but right now, like I said, you know, Tariff Man tweeting, so we're good. So we'll see on that. Whoever, yeah, no problem. My pleasure. Karkuki, what's happened? Karkawuki, NVIDIA. NVIDIA. Volumetric resistance right here, guys. So look at that nice little cup, handle, oh, break, tried, failed, down, right? So giving us another kind of double bottom right here, right? U-top, possible, right? So watch this thing, okay? If it can't get over this volumetric resistance level, right, and it starts to work its way down, and it gets below this level right here, this thing could really flush. So just keep an eye on that. But right now it's still holding the pitchfork, right? We're actually about to have a golden cross here on the 50 and the 200 MA. So maybe this inside day could work its way up, and we could get a nice little lotto trade tomorrow. Oh, sorry about the buffering. Yeah, so Huya, my whole thing about Huya is I wouldn't mess with it. And I definitely wouldn't trade options on it. Like, I mean, you could do a put just for fun. I mean, it is a garbage company, right? I'm pretty sure it's fake, but you know, it is just so hard to trade, and it is nasty, right? Its options get really, really nasty. I mean, back in the day after IPO type stuff, it was tradable and it was fun, but now it's not fun anymore, right? I mean, here it looks okay, right? 20-cent spreads, 15-cent spreads, but once you get into it and you're there and there's like no volume on it and these things jump, like the spreads jump to like 50 cents and stuff, it's just not worth trading. It really is not. It's a horrible, horrible stock. And then Fossil, you said a call on Fossil. So Fossil, maybe, right? It is a 50 moving average, bounces off of it, right? So just be careful. Even here, like it pushed it and then it came back down. It might push it again and come back down. So it is starting to compress here, so there is a possibility, but I wouldn't even mess with this thing, personally. Muammar, yeah. So let's take a look at OSTK. Oh, overs. Oh, I was like, why is so much volume today? And it was like, didn't the CEO quit? So yeah, this stock was actually held today, which is pretty funny, right? So getting stuck in it. So Enjoy Life Apparel, man, I was totally wrong on this. I really thought that maybe the CEO, because it got locked. When did it get locked? You can see where it got locked right here. They gapped it up. I couldn't believe it. So I guess the CEO leaving was bullish news for it, and then it's kind of chopped around for the rest of the day. Man, I thought if you lose a CEO, but I forgot this CEO is like kind of a joke now that I think of it. Right? Patrick, he resigns as CEO. But he was like, oh, Odd Tail, right? This has been just such a weird company with their, kind of crypto, stuff, but, blockchain, FBI investigation comments and stuff like that. So, I mean, I don't know. He was maybe more detrimental to the company than anything. So when he left, it actually sent it screaming up. So it's kind of counterintuitive just from hearing the basic news on it. But I forgot the CEO is kind of like a messed up. But anyway, here it is. It is working its way back and forth between the fib fan, and it kind of got to the fib fan right here and came back down. So I don't know. Overstock's a tough one to trade. That's usually on my do not trade list. It's kind of weird. So. Hey, Wendy, what's a good threshold for taking profits on options? Good question, and it all depends on what you trade, right? So if you trade Bank of America, right, or SPY, right, the relative profit on it is based on kind of the relative movement of the stock, right? So these are low beta names, right? They really don't move, right? So if you look at the options, right? So if we look at, and I'm going to show here, I'll show you. Here, we'll throw up the option chart with, I'll just say the 27 options right here. They're 30 cents, right? So they're really, really cheap, right? And so if we go to the 3-minute chart and we pull up the options on it, you can see this thing doesn't really move, right? It goes here and right, and these options make. So even here, like basically say you got in here, you're at 21 cents. A big move on this thing was up to 30 cents. So a 9-cent trade is huge, right? So if you can get 5 cents basically on Bank of America, you can lock that in, right? So, but at that point, it kind of messes things up because you got to buy 10 contracts, right, to make $50, right, whatever the case is. Or you got to buy 100 contracts to make $500. But then when it pulls back, Boeing is a high beta mover, right? And it was really moving today, right? So you go back to this one, you go to 350 calls on this one, and you can base it on these bigger names. We like to make a point. Right, so we kind of do a point system. So if we can so we make a point on it, that's good. And anything more than that is just fantastic, right? So here we're at 279, and it goes up here to like almost like 379 pretty quickly. All right, so you made your first point on that. Then the rest, you're good, right? So the rest is just kind of gravy, right, on top of everything. So you just have to base it on what type of the stock that you trade and risk threshold and all that stuff. But in general, the more expensive it is, the higher the beta is, right? Trying to get a point and all that stuff is a great first target on it, right? But 50 cents on anything, right, on any of these big names is fantastic, right? If you make 50 cents on a trade, you're good. Now everybody talks about, oh man, I made 200% on this, right? 10x trade, and 10x trades are great, and they do come, right? But in general, if you're controlling your trades, right, and managing your trades, making 50 cents, you think about it, you do 10 contracts on 50 cents, you make $500, right? So if you can kind of make your setups on there and you can grab 50 cents, that's ideal, right? And so, but yeah, on these bigger names, we try to go for a point on it, and anything more than that is just fantastic, right? So that's basically it. King Soos, thanks. Sweet. Well, there you go. Yeah, charting options is if you trade options and you don't chart options, right? You are wrong, right? You want to at least see what kind of volume is in there. Is it making any setups, right? You want to see how thin it is, if it even makes sense to trade, right? I mean, like some stocks, like sometimes Roku, if you pick the wrong strike, it's there's just dots here and there. I mean, there's nothing you can there's no movement in it, right? And it's hard to get out sometimes too. So anyway, good stuff. Enjoy Life Apparel. Hey, my pleasure. Akshay, what's happening? Let's take a look at Shop. Oh, shop until you drop. Man, this is fantastic today. This is Shop, if you guys notice, it has been added to my watch list. I'm just tired of seeing Shop move and not being a part of it. I mean, my goodness, right? So here is this huge move today, right? There was big upside, and the options went like 5 or 6 points on it. I was like drooling when it was like done. I was like, oh, you gotta be kidding me! Oh, I wanted that. But anyway, so we're gonna keep an eye on that a little bit now going forward. But it is still trending up, right, until proven otherwise. A little bit scary up here, right? As it gets to these all-time highs, it's starting to put in kind of like this hanging man type pattern, right, all the way at the top, right? So it could kind of fall back a little bit. 8MA and all that stuff could catch up, but possible pullback to the upward trend line right there. So, but bullish until proven otherwise, right? And then actually, when do you think the healthcare sector is going to rebound? It's taken quite a beating recently. UNH, Anthem, yeah. So, it's always going to be like a little precarious here with like the, healthcare, national healthcare, and all that stuff, right? So any of that type of news, right? Opioids, I mean, all this stuff affects like these sectors, right? So big nasty down move today on United Healthcare. My goodness. So unless you have like a portfolio with it, right, we really shouldn't care, right? All we care about is like, having our setups and trades. I mean, so even here, the Darvas box on the 3-minute chart, it's like, don't see it down, here, see it, right? So, it's pretty impressive stuff on those trades, but the nice down move today on UNH. So, but yeah, when they're going to make a comeback, who knows? It's probably cyclical somehow. So, we can kind of go back and just kind of look and see, when the last time to November, December, 10 months, right? So now here we are, maybe October, like it's kind of done with this kind of down move. It'll get down to here and then it'll start moving back up again, right? So kind of just, you can do like kind of Fibonacci time, ratios, right? So you can kind of go like how long did this, maybe this bull trend go from this down move here, here, and you can do like a retracement here. Yeah, just kind of see. So like maybe, this is like the kind of a first cycle area, type stuff, and just do some extensions like that way, right? So I mean here to here, right, and back, So maybe it's kind of working on it right now, but it's tough to tell, right? It's tough to gauge these things, right? You just got to look for pivots. I mean, this thing has until October, interestingly, to get earnings, right? And that could change things around. Maybe it'll get down to this fib fan line right by right by earnings, and then it'll start to work its way back up, that type of thing. So, hey, King Seuss, do I post entries and exits? I do. I do it in the private Twitter, right? Just so just to keep out the riffraff, right? So, but it's all really reasonable in there and all that stuff. So, and everybody has a good time and it's fun, right? So, but yeah, definitely check us out. We, I do post a lot of ideas on Twitter, so I've got the links in there in the description, and positive-trends.com. Check that out too, and feel free to email me with any questions and stuff like that too. So, but that's basically it. Well, good stuff. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. Thank you guys. Have a great rest of your evening. And remember, tomorrow is Friday, so option expiration day. So it should be pretty fun for some lottos. And in the meantime, everybody, remember your risk first and stay safe so you can stay in the game. And I'll talk to you guys soon. And thank you again, everybody, for your support. Have a great evening.